Hey guys, today we are going to be reviewing the topic of order of operations. So this is the first chapter in Algebra 1. This will be day 1. So remember what you do there is order of operations, you go through and you do everything in parentheses first. If there's more than one set of parentheses, you do the innermost parentheses first. Then you move on and you do all the exponents. And then multiplication and division, they're equals. So what you do is you do the multiplication or division from left to right. And then the same thing with addition and subtraction. You would do the addition and subtraction also then from left to right. So let's look at some examples. So you can find these examples in your notes, or if you don't have a note packet, you can just go ahead and write them down on a piece of paper. So our first one here, we have 4 minus 5 minus 4 in parentheses. So we would go through, we would do the 5 minus 4 first. So that would become 4 minus 5 minus 4 is 1. And then 4 minus 1 is 3. So as we do our order of operations, we want to make sure that we are writing the steps down. Because yes, I know that you guys could all just plug this into your calculator, hit enter, and get an answer. But that's not going to be helpful as we move into Algebra 1 and the numbers start to be replaced with letters, with variables. You won't be able to do that anymore. So make sure that you are taking the time to review your order of operations. So here on 2 again, we would start with our parentheses. So 12 minus 2 would become 10. And then we still have the divided by 2. So then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So you should have basically the same amount of work that I do here on these questions. Number 3, there are no parentheses. So we'd move on to exponents. Remember, 1 to the third means that you're multiplying 1 by itself 3 times, which would be 1. So 1 to the third is 1. And then 5 minus 1 is 4. Next one. We have our parentheses to start with, so we start inside our parentheses. So we have 3 times, right, because the parentheses there are now representing multiplication. 2 plus 3 would be 5, and then 3 times 5 is 15. So you probably remember doing these in middle school, right? It's not a new topic, just reviewing it because we will extend upon it here in Algebra 1. Once again, when we put letters in called variables instead of all just numbers. So on 5, we can see we have multiplication, division, and subtraction. So we'd go multiplication or division from left to right. So we would start with the 6 times 10, which would be 60. So we still have the divide by 5. Oop, didn't get the dots. Trying to learn how to write with the mouse here. And still the minus 3. So now we have division. So 60 divided by 5 is 12. And we still have the minus 3. So then 12 minus 3 is our final answer of 9. Number 6, we have parentheses, so we go to the parentheses first. So we're keeping the 3 plus 9 divided by, we will change it, 4 minus 1 is 3. So then we would do division before we do addition. So now it becomes 3 plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 3 plus 3 is 6. So you can also see as we go through these examples, they get a little more difficult every time. Not much difficult, just a little bit more difficult. Let's see if we zoom in just a little bit, make them a little bigger. So here on number 7, we're going to go, we have addition, subtraction, and division. So we're going to our division first. So we keep the 2 plus 6 minus 18 divided by 6 would be 3. So then we're doing addition or subtraction from left to right. So going left to right, 2 plus 6 is 8. And then our 8 minus 3 is 5. Number 8, we've got a couple sets of parentheses here. So you go innermost parentheses first. So I can see I've got a big set of parentheses. And then inside of those parentheses would be the innermost parentheses. That's where you would start. So we still have our parentheses. We're 12 minus 3 minus 1 would be 2. We still have our one set of parentheses then, so still divided by 2. So now we'd go to the second set of parentheses. So 12 minus 2 is 10, still divided by 2. And then 10 divided by 2 gives you your final answer of 5. All right, number 9, we've got a bunch of addition and subtraction. And here's one example. It wouldn't actually matter on this one, but in some problems, as we get into a higher level, it would. If you're going addition or subtraction, since they're equals from left to right, you would start with the 6 minus 1, right? 6 minus 1 is 5. So then we still have plus 5, plus 1, plus 3. And like I said earlier, we're just going to go one step at a time, show all of our work, because yeah, it's pretty easy now because we're doing some review problems, but as we go into Algebra 1, they will be more difficult, and you can't just use your calculator. So then 5 plus 5, addition left to right, 5 plus 5 would be 10. So then we have the 10 plus 1 plus 3. So still doing addition left to right, 10 plus 1 would be 11. Still adding the 3 on. So 11 plus 3 is 14. Boom. All right, 10, starting with parentheses, we'd have the 16 divided by 4 minus 13 minus 3 would be 10, still divided by 5. Hopefully my writing will get better as we go throughout the year here. So then we've got division and subtraction. So division comes first, left to right. 16 divided by 4 would be 4, still minus 10 divided by 5. So now we have another division here, 10 divided by 5. So we're sitting at 4 minus 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 4 minus 2 is 2. All right, our last two examples here. Oh, I can't scroll anymore because we're at the bottom. Try and move this down. So number 11, we're doing our parentheses first. So we've got this group of parentheses and this group. We could go ahead and do them at the same time because they're not inside of each other there. So 7 plus 1, we could change to 8. Divided by 1 plus 3 would be 4. Still plus 1 plus 4. So now we have addition and division. So we're going division first. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 plus 1, then plus 4. So getting down to our addition, just going left to right, 2 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 4, I'll write my answer over here, out of room a little bit, would be 7. All right, last example. Let me move this over so I'm not in the way. Doing our parentheses first, right? 6 times 2 is 12. Divided by 3 times 2 is 6 times 3. And remember, multiplication or division left to right. So as we go left to right, we actually have a division first. So 12 divided by 6 would be 2. And then 2 times 3 is 6. Ah, that's a horrible 6. Boom, there we go. So that's a little review of order of operations. Go ahead and give the homework a try. If you have any questions, just let me know. Have a great day.